Game 2 on a new week of PSCL baseball at Palm Springs Stadium features the red-hot Lumberjacks, 5-0 on the season, taking on the Bombers. Hello, everyone. Good morning from Palm Springs Stadium in beautiful Palm Springs, California, for day number 5 of the PSCL on a beautiful Monday. Griffin Epstein alongside EJ Sanchez. And EJ, always fun to watch the Lumberjacks. They have been the best team so far in the PSCL, dominant on both sides of the ball.
I mean, you can have an undefeated team. When you have what the Lumberjacks have done, it just opens up a whole new layer to it. 17-1 win last week against MLB China, 17-0 win over the Haymakers yesterday. And it's not just the starting lineup. This is a starting lineup that has two levels to it, where you have your reserve guys that are starters at their own schools. You have players here that have significant playing time for the Palm Springs Power, the home team of one of the CPCL teams, a dominant team at that. So when you have that combined experience of how deep your bench can be, also with players that have gotten significant playing time at their respective schools, it's a recipe for what we've seen so far in this first week, and a pretty dominant 5-0 start from the Lumberjacks.
Almost ready to go. Joe Thornton is the lefty on the hill for the Bombers. They are the home team. The Lumberjacks are the visiting team. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Lumberjacks, 5-0 on the season under the direction of Sam DiMatteo, head coach. Owen Fuco leads off and plays right field. Johnny Alley bats second and plays center field. Drew Perry in the 3-hole playing left field. Eric Oriola is the cleanup batter playing third base. Anthony Thomas bats fifth and is the extra hitter. We'll give you the rest of the lineup after the first pitch coming from the lefty Thornton to the righty Owen Fuco. Looking in as Thornton sets up on the left side of the rubber at the belt. Readies, sidesteps, kicks, and throws. Fastball inside, and we're underway. 1-0. Rest of the lineup for the Jacks. Ben Wade batting sixth and playing catcher. Jake Swamp batting seventh, the designated hitter. Nick Eli bats eighth and plays shortstop. Trenton Fuco bats ninth and plays first base. And 10 batters in a PSCL lineup. No Gutierrez rounds out the lineup playing second base. 1-0 count to Fuco. Kick and a throw. Fastball grounded. Right side over is the second baseman Kolick to glove. Tosses to first. One away.
What Joe Thornton did well in his previous start against the Colonials is he was able to get a lot of first-pitch swings and be aggressive early in the count, trying to force the action for his defense. He does a nice job there as Kolick gets involved early. And Thornton, he did have a good start, went 4 innings in his most recent outing against the Colonials, a unfortunate Bombers loss. But he pitched well. He'll ride a fastball that gets up into the upper 80s.
Second appearance of the season for the Bombers. Fires and throws to the lefty Johnny Alley, who fouls it away left side. Around the diamond for the Bombers, Caden Eggerbratton is the catcher. Charlie Wooten at first. Harry Kolick, aforementioned second baseman. Reese Vassar at short. And Nathan Wilson is the third baseman. In the outfield, Joe Barros in left, Joe Licari in center, and Daniel Jenkins in right field. The pitch home is fouled left side, drifting out of play towards the umbrellas down the third base line. It's 0-2 to Alley. The Bombers in their yellow tops today with black numerals on the back. Bombers scrawled across the chest with the Bomber logo, wearing the gray PSCL hats with an orange brim. 0-2 count to Alley. Here's the pitch. Line down the right field line. Hard hit, but hooking foul and along the warning track. Stays 0-2 to Alley.
Get used to that swing path from Alley, and if you're talking about a day of days against MLB China, he had a 3-for-3 ball game with 9 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. He's looking to build on a strong week at the plate.
Just recently graduated from high school, and he's off to a great start with the Jacks as the 0-2 sails low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Jacks are in green tops today, white numerals on the back. Jacks written in yellow across the front, white pants, and Alley has a white helmet. 1-2 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thornton thought he had the strikeout, started to stride off the mound, but it missed low. 1 out, bases empty, no score, just underway between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. The second game of our doubleheader today here on the stadium, Monday morning of the PSCL. 2-2 count to Alley. The pitch home. Fastball is high and a full count.
Not only is Thornton trying to get ahead with the fastball, but after he sprinkles in a couple of off-speed pitches, now he's trying to speed up the bat of Alley, and Alley's doing a good job of staying within his zone.
Payoff pitch coming to Alley. A wind and a throw. It's grounded off the end of the bat. Softly hit to short. Glove by Kolick. Tosses to first. 2 away. Back-to-back 4-3 groundouts to start the day for the southpaw Joe Thornton.
Utilizing both sides of the plate, and that time still able to get on the hands of Alley. He has a tough customer here in Drew Perry. Yesterday, 6 RBIs in that 17-0 win over the Haymakers.
Hard to have a better day than that. The hulking righty batter, left fielder, is an imposing force in the batter's box to face Thornton. 2 outs and the base is empty in the top of the first. The first pitch home. Fastball misses outside. 1-0 to Thornton. Or to Perry, I should say.
6'5" and 220. Doesn't need to get much to send a ball into the power alleys.
The 1-0 home. Sails high again. 2 balls and no strikes. The Lumberjacks offense has been electric to start the season. 52 runs scored through their first 5 games. That's the most in the PSCL. And they've only allowed 11 runs on the other side of things from their arms. It's a 41-run differential. The 2-0 catches the outside corner for a strike. Thornton's on the board. 2 balls and 1 strike to Perry. 5-0. They haven't had a day off yet either. They'll finally get their day off tomorrow, trying to go to 6-0 in their first week of baseball. The 2-1 home is on the outside corner for a strike, according to Ben Sontag, the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Perry. It's Ben Sontag behind the plate. Ryan Carroll in the field for this second game of our doubleheader. We're 9 minutes away from the afternoon here in Palm Springs. Here comes the 2-2. It's low, and a full count to Perry.
One thing you notice, at least in these first 5 games from Drew Perry, is that he's not going to expand the zone too much. He only has the 1 strikeout. His strikeout-to-walk ratio strongly in favor of the walks.
Payoff pitch home. It's on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Joe Thornton freezes Drew Perry for his first strikeout of the morning, and a 1-2-3 top of the first. Off and rolling, scoreless between the Bombers and the Jacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family-oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. Bottom of the first inning, Lumberjacks and Bombers. Game number 2 here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Binion Gemhardt, the righty two-way player for the Lumberjacks, will get the start on the mound. He will face the Bombers looking for their first victory on the season. Their starting lineup is Reese Vassar leading off and playing shortstop. Bobby Irvin bats second and is the designated hitter. Charlie Wooten bats third and plays first base. Kanan Egerbren is the cleanup batter and catches. Joe Barros bats fifth and plays left field. Joe Licari batting sixth and playing center field. Dame Sparks bats seventh and is the extra hitter today. Danielle Jenkins bats eighth and plays right field. Nathan Wilson, the third baseman, bats ninth. And rounding out the lineup for the Bombers, batting 10th, Harry Kolick, the second baseman. Gebhardt on the bump, righty out of Olani Community College in Fremont, California. That's in the East Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area. He can hit as well for the Jacks. 4-pitch mix of a fastball, slider, changeup, and cutter to face the Bombers lineup today.
And being able to hit is an understatement. He had a heck of a day at shortstop. Made a couple of good defensive plays. He went 2 for 2. He scored 4 times. He had a double and drove in a run. So Gebhardt, no stranger to being this isn't a courtesy two-way of a guy that just wants to get some reps. No, he is legitimate at what he does, both on the rubber and with a bat in his hands.
He's been the leadoff batter in multiple games for Sam DiMatteo, and now he will start on the bump. His first pitch home is lined up the middle, off the front of the mound, and into center field. Base hit for Reese Vassar. That ball was pummeled off the bat of Vassar, 87 off the bat. 1 pitch, 1 hit for the Bombers. Good start to their afternoon.
So now out of the 5 games that the Bombers have played, Reese Vassar has led off with a hit. He had a leadoff double in the eventual loss last week to the Colonial. So Vassar as aggressive as a leadoff hitter as you're going to see.
Bobby Irving, the righty batting designated hitter to the plate. First pitch home from Gebhardt is a strike at 84 miles per hour on the outside corner. Around the diamond for the Jacks, Ben Wade is the catcher. Dryden Fuco is starting at first base today. Noah Gutierrez at second. Nick Eli at shortstop, and Eric Arreola at third base. The 0-1 home on the outside corner again. No balls and 2 strikes. Drew Perry is in left, Johnny Alley in center, and Owen Fuco is in right field for the Lumberjacks. Trying to stay undefeated on the season before their day off tomorrow. 5-0. Here's the 0-2 home. It's lined foul off the netting, and Irving stays alive.
Irving has been one of the better hitters for the Bombers this season. He's on a 3-game hitting streak. He went 2 for 3 against the Coyotes just a couple of days ago, and although a small sample size, he's 4 for 8, batting .500 on the summer.
Gebhardt at the belt, kicks and delivers. Runner takes off, pitches low, ball's dropped by Ben Wade, and safely into second with the stolen base is Vassar. Wade couldn't hold on to the baseball on the glove-to-hand transfer, and Vassar got a great jump. So he's quickly in scoring position for the Bombers, trying to turn around what's been a slow start to the season for them. 1-2 count to Irving with nobody out, scoreless bottom of the first. Gebhardt peeks back at second. Another look back at the belt and home. It's low in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
With the stolen base, now this just turns into an opportunity for a team at bat. If you're Bobby Irving, you're trying to stay in the middle of the field, hit something to the right side, and give yourself 2 opportunities in the middle of the order to take a lead on a team that many would say is favored comfortably in this game.
Gebhardt peeks back at second and throws. Fastball is high and a full count to Irving. It's a lovely day here in Palm Springs. The wind is lightly blowing in from center field at 10 miles per hour and under sunny skies without a cloud in the sky again here in the desert. Full count to Irving. Gebhardt spins around. Good pickoff throw to second, and just barely back is Vassar under the tag of Gutierrez.
The flash move from Gutierrez, and would have been a lot closer play had Gebhardt stepped off just a tiny bit earlier. But that's what you have to iron out early on in the summer.
Here's the payoff. It's chopped left side and going foul. And nicely gloved by the Bombers manager, Jonathan Grisham, who played back in his day. Didn't need a glove there, too, using the bare hands. And he's got a smile on his face as he relays some signs over to Reese Vassar at second. Another payoff pitch coming from Gebhardt. Here it is, inside, ball 4. Gebhardt not happy, puts his palms up to the sky, and the first 2 batters have reached for the Bombers. A single by Vassar steals second, and now a walk on a full count to Irving. I'll bring up Charlie Wooten, the first baseman, first lefty batter for the righty Gebhardt to face.
Driven in 4 of the runs this season for the Bombers, and kind of goes exactly according to plan for the Bombers, having the middle of your lineup coming up with no outs and runners in scoring position.
Lefty waggling a black bat over his shoulders. The first pitch home is a looping breaking ball that misses low for a ball, 1-0. Vassar at second, Irving at first. The pitch home, a fastball sails high. 2 balls and 1 strike from Binion Gebhardt. The Bombers 0-4 under the season. First year out here for Jonathan Grisham, the manager of the boys in yellow and white. Gebhardt another peek back at second, and time is called by Wooten, who was getting tired of waiting on Gebhardt, who's checking Vassar a lot over at second base, his head swiveling like an owl right now. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Huge hack by Wooten, and 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's a prototypical 3-hole hitter's count swing there, Griffin. You're not trying to get cheated up there. You're in the 3-hole. Your job is to drive in runs. That typical swing from Wooten.
Gebhardt on the right side of the rubber delivers. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Tag is late on Vassar, who was lurking way off the bag, and Wade was aware. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Wooten.
That kind of speaks to the chemistry that the Lumberjacks have built already on this season. We've seen 2 pickoff attempts and a back pick, and they're not prototypical just step off and throw. These are timing plays, plays where you have to be giving signs and acknowledging your teammates in the field.
2-2 count to Wooten with 2 on and nobody out. The pitch home, swing and a miss. Big hack by Wooten, and a much-needed first out for Gebhardt and the Jacks.
Did a good job of mixing speeds and taking advantage of Wooten trying to maybe get a little anxious and trying to find a fastball to drive. Gebhardt taking a little bit off there and taking advantage of the big swing. Not out of the woods yet.
Brings up Caden Egerbraten, righty batting DH. Gebhardt home, and a fastball catches the letters for a strike, 0-1. Vassar at second, Irving at first. 1 out, bottom of the first, scoreless between the Bombers and the Jacks as we've just hit high noon here in Palm Springs. The pitch home, swing and a miss on a pitch at the knees, and it's quickly 0-2 to Egerbraten.
You're starting to see a little bit of a change in demeanor from Gebhardt over his last few pitches. He's going with a lot better pace and found his command.
Peeks back at second, and the pitch home, swing and a miss. Off speed pitch at just 69 at Egerbraten, lunging, and there's 2 away on back-to-back Ks from the righty.
You know, it speaks to it. He got the ball back from Wade and motioned with his glove to ask him to get it back to him quickly. He's in a rhythm and a pace that he wants to stay in. It's certainly led to much better results.
Pitch home is chopped. Left side over is the shortstop Eli. To glove throw to first in time to beat Joe Barros by a stride. It was a rocky start to the inning for Binion Gebhardt, but he gets out of it. Strands 2 on no runs, 1 hit, and we've played 1 between the Bombers and the Jacks. Scoreless on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
No score between the Bombers and the Jacks as we get ready for the top of the second inning between an undefeated squad in the Lumberjacks and a winless squad in the Bombers. Both important games. The Jacks trying to get a win to go to 6-0 before their day off, and the Bombers trying to reset after the first week of action. They had the day off yesterday to reset and get their first win of the season and kind of get things rolling for first-year coach Jonathan Grisham, his first time out here to Palm Springs. It was a good 1-2-3 inning for Joe Thornton, the lefty on the bump for the Bombers, making his second appearance of the season. He'll face Eric Areola, 4, 5, and 6 for the Lumberjacks in the top half of the second. Righty batting third baseman. He's got some time already with the Palm Springs Power Night League here in Palm Springs and recent graduate of College of the Desert. One of Sam Damadio's former players. First pitch home to Areola, sails outside for a ball, 1-0.
Going from College of the Desert to what's considered a very reputable and strong program out in the Lone Star State and Lubbock Christian University, a very good D2 team.
1-0 home on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lubbock out in western Texas. Of course, also home to Texas Tech as well. Here's the 2-0 home. It's at the letters for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's be a fun college town to be in. You have Lubbock Christian, you have Texas Tech.
Absolutely, and I thought I was going to be the one dropping Texas baseball knowledge on you, but you already beat me to it with the 2 big baseball programs in Lubbock.
Know my Texas geography to some extent. Here's the 2-1 home. It's inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Areola. Joe Thornton for the Bombers on the mound. Mentioned Jonathan Grisham, first year out here for the PSCL. He will be coaching in Texas this upcoming baseball season. He's a Dallas native himself. Here's the 2-2 home. It's sprayed foul right side. After spending his past season at University of Arkansas Rich Mountain Community College, he'll be coaching this next year at Coastal Bend College, another JUCO, an excellent JUCO, you told me, EJ, in Beeville, Texas. It's out in eastern Texas towards Corpus Christi. Their 2-2 home is chopped foul down the third base line. I did have to look up where Beeville was. EJ, I was intrigued by the name.
We talked off air. It is not known for bees, but it is home, like you said, to Coastal Bend, which has made a trip to Grand Junction over the last couple of years in the JUCO World Series.
Grand Junction would be in Colorado. Here's the payoff. It's grounded hard down the third base line. A fair ball for Areola. Rolling all the way towards the wall. It will not be cut off. Areola's at second as it's finally picked up. He's going to try for 3. Here comes the throw. Not in time as it skips over the head of Wilson. A triple down the line for Eric Areola.
He's able to get a pitch out over the middle of the plate, and all he does is get his foot in the ground and start to pull his hands in hard enough past the dive of Nathan Wilson. And it's not so often you see triples in general down the left field line, but even more so for Eric Areola, who has not impressed as a speedster. He's been a very consistent bat, been versatile in the field for both the PSCL and the Power.
Well, he certainly showed off some wheels there. First pitch to the lefty, Anthony Thomas is in for a strike. Ball rolled down the third base line just inside the bag and then rolled into the bullpen down the warning track, and Barros wasn't able to cut it off. It ended up rolling all the way to the wall. The 350 sign right at the foul line. Took him forever to get out there. Here's the 0-1. It's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty Thomas. So Areola at third, 90 feet away from scoring with nobody out in the top half of the second. We're scoreless between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. Monday afternoon here in the PSCL. The 1-1 is flied foul left side. That'll get out of play. Look out in the stands.
If there's anybody that needed the get-right game that came with the 17-0 victory against the Haymakers, it was Thomas, who was having a little bit slower start than he would have liked, but he fixed it all yesterday. He had a couple of hits, 3 RBIs on the day to raise his summer average to 375.
It's hard to beat 17-0. The pounding the Lumberjacks put on the Haymakers yesterday. The 1-2 is fouled straight back. Doesn't seem like that'd be a fair fight in real life either. A lumberjack chopping down trees versus someone that makes hay.
You know, I hadn't thought about it yet, but now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, Griffin, so I appreciate that. I think you'd be right. So I think nature says that's how it went. That's how it should have gone.
Another 1-2 is coming to Thomas. Here's the pitch. It's right down the middle. Strike 3 called. Pretty pitch from Joe Thornton. He has his second strikeout. They've both been looking, and there's one away in the seconds.
I think that you're getting in a situation where Thomas was looking for one particular pitch, and it's almost a cardinal sin to do when you get to 2 strikes, but that speaks to the effectiveness of Thornton early on.
So 1 out with Arriola at third. Ben Wade, the catcher, is first at bat of the day. Righty batter facing the lefty pitcher who winds home, swinging and a miss on an 86-mile-per-hour fastball that he was a little late on. He's got a bright neon green sleeve on his right arm, which is matching his neon green cleats. 0-1. Fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes.
After trying to almost work in other pitches, Thornton, over his last 5 to 6 pitches, has gone strictly with the fastball. He's has a key in that these Lumberjack hitters just a tad late. Thornton
waggles the glove and fires. Check swing on the outside corner. It's strike 3 anyways. Fastball paints the corner up to 87. How about 3 strikeouts for Thornton, and they've all been looking.
This is where, you know, you see fastball and you say, how can you go down looking? That pitch has 13 inches of horizontal break on it, Griffin, which means when you go back to the dugout and you say, hey, it was a fastball, you have to tell them that that's a 2-seam. That's really making it really hard on the hitters.
Here's Jake Swant, the designated hitter, and the lefty fouls it straight back 0-1.
Typically what you see is it flat. That's always the first question you ask when you come back from the dugout after you see a fastball. And if you're a prideful player, you say yes, but they have to be honest that Thornton really is getting some movement, pronating that middle finger.
0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So if he's throwing the 4-seamer, is that going to be more flat? You're going to see less movement there?
You're going to see less movement, but you're also going to see maybe a tick up in velocity. So that's the constant battle you're throwing when you're going between your 4-seam and your 2-seam.
Here's the 0-2. Check swing. He went around. Couldn't hold up. Joe Thornton is fired up. He's banging his arms against his leg. He's high-fiving Kaden Eggenbraden and strutting to the dugout with high fives for his teammates. He strikes out the side after giving up the triple to Arriola. 4 strikeouts through 2 shutout innings. Middle second. No score. Lumberjacks and Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. Seen some really good pitching so far from both sides. Joe Thornton, the lefty from Spokane Falls Community College, is dealing on the mound. 4 strikeouts through 2 shutout innings. And Binion Gebhardt, after getting into a little bit of trouble to start the first inning, used 2 strikeouts and a ground out for a clean bottom of the first. He will face Joe Licari, the center fielder, to lead things off for the Bombers. Gebhardt working on the right side of the rubber, kicks and fires home. A fastball causes a swing of a miss by Licari and sends the hat tumbling off the head of Gebhardt, 0-1. Gebhardt from Valley Center in Southern California. That's in rural northern San Diego County. The 0-1 sails high, 1-1. The hat falls off again, but this time into his waiting hands. He straps it on a little tighter along the back of his head, trying to keep that on. 1 ball and 1 strike to Licari as an American Airlines flight takes off behind center field at Palm Springs International Airport. Sails low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Can hear the rumbling of the big jet on this Monday afternoon. It's one of my favorite. The view is so great up here, EJ. Not only do we get a beautiful view of the mountains and the palm trees, but we also get views of planes landing and taking off. 2-1. Is grounded hard right side. Racing in is the second baseman Gutierrez. The glove throws to first in time. 1 away.
I think you saw the tag I gave you on social media when we spent some time up here during a power game, that you can be as dramatic as you'd like to, but it is truly the best view in summer baseball. And after spending some time, I know you have in other leagues and what have you, it truly is just a magnificent backdrop that we get to call our office.
It is a special place as the first pitch home to Dame Sparks is in for a strike. 0-1, the extra hitter in the lineup today for the Bombers. Ready batter facing the ready Gebhardt, who turns and throws. Oh, look out. It's a curveball inside, and it hits the back of Sparks, who wears it well, and there's 1 aboard with 1 out. Gebhardt knew right away that it slipped out of his hands. He hopped up and down on the mound. And Sparks is aboard at first with 1 out.
After being so good with the fastball in the last inning, Gebhardt went back to a breaking ball that I don't think he fully got out of his hand. Might have gotten stuck just a little, and you see him right now. He's gone to his mouth a couple of times, gone to the dirt, trying to get a better grip on that baseball.
Working out of the stretch, peeks over at Sparks at first, and the first pitch home to Jenkins misses low. 1-0 to the right fielder. No score, bottom of the second between the Bombers and the Lumberjacks. Steps off and fires back to first. Diving in head first is Sparks, and safely, but now he's got dirt all over his yellow jersey and white pants. And it's a harder day at the office now for the clubby here, Sean Collins. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if it's someone that's had to do laundry for players before, but every time I see a player take a big slide in the dirt and they get up and there's dirt everywhere, I go, oh no.
You think of Sean, our esteemed colleague who's done a good job both in the PSCL and the Power. Make sure everything's running smoothly down in the field operations.
The 1-1 is out in the outside corner. Appears to be a changeup from Gebhardt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's so much work that happens behind the scenes. Gebhardt, a quick pickoff back to first. Stepped off the mound before he even really got there. And Sparks barely back in, and now even more dirt on his jersey. So much that happens behind the scenes, and so many people that make everything happen, especially when you have a big summer ball league like this. 10 teams, around 200 total players. It's a lot of people to get it to run smoothly, as it does every single day here at the ballpark. Gebhardt peeking back over at Sparks, and the pitch home is flared foul behind home plate. Jenkins stays alive.
Jenkins' 3rd appearance. He hasn't gotten as many at-bats in the early going, and you think with a couple of good at-bats he could piece together today, start to get the playing time he came to the desert for.
The 1-2 is flied high into the sky in center, chasing Alley back under it, and makes the grab head high, 2 outs.
Still well tagged by by Jenkins, where he was able to still send it out to center field at 84, and it gives way to Nathan Wilson, who's coming off of a 1-for-3 ball game.
Righty batting third baseman digs in to face Gebhardt with Sparks at first. 2 outs, bottom second, scoreless between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. It's day number 6 of the PSCL. Gebhardt working on the right side of the rubber. Beige brown glove at the belt. Kicks and fires. A fastball with some gusto at the knees for a strike, 0-1. 86. You can kind of see when Gebhardt reaches back a little farther to get his fastball up a couple more ticks. Peeks back at first. And the 0-1. Check swing. Didn't go around. Throwback to first is thrown over the head of the first baseman. And out into right. Fuco is there to quickly toss it back in. And Sparks will stay put at first. Wade on the back pick. Overshot it.
Wade's a couple of times now is trying to back pick a couple of these runners and keeping them at bay, and it's been a little more difficult to come by. And Gebhardt right now, you almost like his demeanor with 2 strikes, almost like a shark with blood in the water. He senses that he's really close to getting out of an inning, and he reaches back for that gusto like you said.
Here's the 0-2. It sails high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I was just having a nightmare about sharks, and now you've reminded me, EJ, so I'm feeling a little scared. Gebhardt is trying to be the shark to chomp down on the Bombers here in the bottom of the second and work another scoreless inning. Here's the 1-2. It's low in front of home plate. Wade has no idea where it is, spinning, turning around, and finally finds it in front of his feet to the right of home plate. And by the time he picks the ball up, Sparks is standing at second base.
I think you can call that a cutter from Gebhardt that he just pulled a little bit, and Wade made a heck of a play just to get his chest protector on the ball, but that makes it so much harder when you have to range out that much. It takes away a lot of the control that you have over your chest to keep it like a close play, and it was a good read at first by Sparks, able to advance. 2-2
count to Wilson. Gebhardt fire zone. Fastball high, and Wilson has worked it full. Harry Kolick, number 9, the 10th batter in the lineup, I should say, is on deck. A full count, 2 outs, and Sparks at second will be going on the pitch. The throw home. It's on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. A changeup freezes Wilson, and the third strikeout of the afternoon for Bimian Gebhardt. Again, works him out of a jam in the second inning. Scoreless through 2. Bombers, Lumberjacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Top three scoreless between the Bombers and the Lumberjacks. Joe Thornton, the lefty, back out on the bump to face Nick Eli, the shortstop, who fouls the first pitch away down the right side.
Nick getting the off day yesterday almost. He has mainly been an infielder and another one of these players on the Lumberjacks, like we've mentioned a couple of times, also playing for the Night League in the Palm Springs Power, but he pitched an inning of scoreless relief out of the bullpen yesterday in that 17-0 win.
Thornton working on the left side of the rubber, fires home. It's flied right side. Back is Jenkins to make the catch. One away. Only the triple by Areola down the line, the only base runner so far that Thornton has allowed. He has 4 strikeouts and has looked awfully sharp on the mound against the most potent offense in the PSCL.
That 6'2" left-handed frame, and when you talk about projectability for left-handers, you kind of just draw a picture of Joe Thornton. That's really what his makeup is.
Faces a fellow lefty in Dryden Fuco, who flares the first pitch to right. One hops in front of Harry Kolick, the second baseman, tosses to second in time. Just like that, 2 away. Effective and efficient so far for Thornton.
You're not trying to, become a broken record on the air right now, Griffin, but early in the count, he's forcing the action. He's not missing, he's not even really getting ahead of too much. He's forcing early swings early and often, and as an offense, it's hard to cope with when you've been scoring a lot of runs because you want to get out to that lead and you haven't been able to.
Here's Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman. Righty batter takes a strike right down the middle. That's just his 38th pitch of the afternoon, and he's an out away from completing 3 in a 7-inning ball game. That's pretty solid. Sidesteps, kicks, and delivers. Fastball just missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Thornton. Pacific Northwest guy from Tonasket, Washington. He now plays at Spokane Falls Community College in Eastern Washington. The 1-1. Flared into center. Racing in is Lacari. He'll play it on a couple hops, and it's a base hit for Gutierrez. The 10th batter in the lineup is aboard with 2 outs at first, and he'll roll back to the top of the order and Owen Fuco.
Now first time through the order is complete. You've only given up 2 hits. Now is the time for the the Lumberjacks, who beat the Haymakers yesterday. It's time for them to see if they can make an adjustment. Once you get to the second time in the lineup, everybody has their little notes and can work on things to refine their approach.
Looks back at first, fires home, grounded left side. It's a fair ball. Long throw across the diamond for Wilson is on target to easily beat Fuco and retire the side. 3 excellent innings for Joe Thornton. He works around a single in the third to complete 3 scoreless. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Zeros on the board between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Bottom of the third inning from Palm Springs Stadium. Scoreless between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers on a beautiful Monday. Rocking out up in the booth. DJ Ethan's got Usher on the speakers. And it's just a perfect day. What's better than baseball in the summer on a sunny day? And we've got a pitcher's duel so far. between Binion Gebhardt and Joe Thornton. Harry Kolek, second baseman for the Bombers, leads off. 10th batter in the lineup to face the righty Gebhardt, who fires a first pitch home. Flare down the right field line. It is a fair ball, just landing inside of the first base line. A bloop single for Harry Kolek to start off the third. Right off the end of the bat.
Sometimes it's better to be, lucky than trying to put on it's not a bad swing here by Kolek. He does what he's supposed to with a pitch on the outside half, and he might have just came out of it a little early, gets it off the end of the bat, but good things come when you put the ball in play, and it's no better example than Harry Kolek leading off.
Gebhardt throws back to first, and Kolek gets back on the back. A lot of pickoff throws from Gebhardt. Every inning he's dealt with a runner on, and he's been quite preoccupied with those runners, but it hasn't cost him as he's worked 2 shutout innings. Back to the top of the order, and Reese Vassar, the shortstop. First pitch home is grounded down the third base line. It just goes foul. Arriola was charging it hard, trying to keep it fair. I thought he had to play it first, but it just kicked to the left of the line right as he gloved it.
You do exactly what you're supposed to if you're Eric Arriola in that situation, because you don't know it's such a 50-50 ball down that third base line, so you have to complete the play until you absolutely hear that it is a fair or foul ball. So Arriola doing exactly what you need to in that situation.
A 1 count to Vassar. Gebhardt out of the stretch, peeks back at Kolek. At the belt, delivers. A beautiful changeup catches the top of the zone from above the zone into the zone, and it's 0-2 to Vassar.
Prototypical leadoff guy this summer. He has reached in every game he's played in, Griffin. That's probably why he's been at top of the lineup.
Singled back in the first. The 0-2 swing and a foul tip just out of the glove of Wade. If he was able to squeeze it, it would have been the first out. So we'll try the 0-2 again. Scoreless in the bottom of the third. And a pitcher's duel so far between Gebhardt of the Lumberjacks and Thornton of the Bombers. The 0-2 is grounded to short, could be 2. Eli underhand toss to second for 1, to first, double play. 6-4-3 double play. Eli to Gutierrez to Fuco, and there's 2 away, and the base is emptied in the third.
Just as much as it's best to be in the right swing at the right time, in the right place at the right time. You're able to induce a ground ball, and it's as consistent a defensive infield as there is in the PSCL, and they turn a huge double play here for Gebhardt, who now has a chance to go unconventional 1-2-3.
Brings up Bobby Irving, the righty DH, who walked his first time to the plate. He takes the first pitch low for a ball.
We brought it up last game, but Irving has been one of the main catchers this season for the Bombers, getting a chance to get off his legs here.
Pitch home is a fastball right down the chute for a strike. 1-1. That left side of the infield, Arriola and Eli, 2 of the sharper fielding players in the PSCL, and they were in those 2 respective positions with College of the Desert and their current coach, Sam DiMatteo, at COD this past season, and now getting to be tag teammates on the left side of the infield here in the summer. So 1-1 count. The pitch home is a sharp grounder, hit left side, glove by Eli, throw across the diamond in time to retire the side. After a leadoff single, a 6-4-3 double play clears the bases, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gebhardt. We're scoreless through 3, a good one between the Jacks and the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Pitchers duel, scoreless through 3 between the Bombers and the Lumberjacks. Griffin, Epstein, EJ Sanchez, thanks for joining us on a lovely Monday afternoon from Palm Springs, California. Day number 6 of the PSCL between an undefeated team and a winless team. Might go in thinking, oh, this ain't a fair fight, but it's been a really excellent pitchers duel so far between the Jacks and the Bombers. Big reason for that, Joe Thorne, the lefty from Washington, has been dominant so far. He faces the Lumberjacks' heart of the lineup to start out the 4th. Johnny Alley, the lefty center fielder, leads off. It takes a first pitch low for a ball, 1-0.
More the same than we've seen in his second start and his first start. Still is able to go those 3 innings, only gave up the 1 run. So this isn't uncharted territory for Thornton. He came into the summer, wanted to be one of the best pitchers in this league.
Sides the shoulders, sidesteps, and fires home. It's fouled straight back, 1-1. So Thornton, he's from Tonasket, Washington. It's a tiny town of 1,103 people in the heart of the mountains, the edge of the Cascades, about, looks like 30 minutes or so from the Canadian border. Headed about 2.5 hours southeast or so to Spokane to play his college ball. 1-0, sails high, 2 balls and no strikes. And we found out, we looked up Spokane Falls Community College, one of the best mascot names in the country. They are the Sasquatch. How fantastic is that?
My goodness.
The lefty Sasquatch fires home. It's a check swing, but off the end of the bat, it bounces off the glove of Thorne. He picks it back up, fires to first in time to get the sprinting Alley one away. Takes off the hat, wipes his brow in relief. A check swing that just trickled off the end of the bat of Alley, and he bobbled it at first, but a nice recovery to make the throw.
We'll have plenty of talk about Sasquatch throughout the rest of this broadcast, Griffin, but we need to focus on the fact that that's not an easy play from Thornton. It's bouncing around everywhere. You're on uneven ground along the mound, and pitchers aren't usually known for their fielding prowess, so to speak, but Thornton does a nice job of staying calm, still delivering a strong throw that needed some velo with the way that Alley was running out of the box.
Brings up Drew Perry, the left fielder, righty batter, takes the first pitch ball. Base is empty. 1 out in the top of the 4th. We're scoreless. Sidestep, kick, and throw, and the fastball sails outside at 85 miles per hour. 2-0. No runs apiece on 2 hits apiece and no errors. Goose eggs across the scoreboard. Here's the 2-0 home. Swing and a miss. Big fastball to the big righty slugger Drew Perry, who struck out looking his first time up. 2 balls and 1 strike. His green jersey has become untucked from the pants. I'm assuming that's an extra, extra large. The 2-1 misses inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I think it's a fair assessment on your part.
They had to go deep into the closet to find that one for Perry. Wearing a black helmet, and he's got lots of stickers on it. As if maybe a 5-year-old had an art project while he left it at home. The 2-2, swing and a miss, turning around on a breaking ball down in the dirt, and Thornton strutting off the mound in delight again. That's strikeout number 5. Boy, has he been fun to watch so far today.
He just takes a little bit off. We've seen him be dominant with that fastball, getting ahead, being able to paint both corners, but this time he takes a little off and goes with a changeup. That's if you can execute it to a right-handed batter, it's just going to fall off the table. And that's what we just saw there. And Perry way out and in front of it. And the only guy that's really hit a ball hard off of Thornton stepping in.
1 out, or 2 outs, I should say, for Eric Ariolo, who slaps one right side under the glove of Kolick, a base hit. First pitch swinging by Eric Arriola, the only guy who, well, one of two guys, I should say, that has reached against Thornton. First pitch swinging. Ball to the right side, outside of the reach of Kolick. 2-hit day already for Arriola. He has a triple and a single. He's aboard at first with 2 outs.
With Eric playing in both leagues, he's turned into a guy that, people have gotten to know around the facility, and people got to be happy for him. Batting 200 coming into today, adding to it, and everybody's happy to see his success.
Anthony Thomas, the extra hitter, big lefty, takes a swing and miss. 0-1. 2 away, Arriola at first. No score, top of the 4th between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. 0-1. Misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of the stretch is Thornton, arm dangling by his side. Comes set, looks back at first there. Arriola, who's going. A swing and a miss on the pitch. Throw down to second's a good one. Arriola does not slide, and he is in there safely. Got a good enough jump. He didn't feel the need to slide, and he just beat the throw from Ekebraden behind the plate. First stolen base of the day for the Lumberjacks. Arriola in scoring position, but Thomas staring down a 1-1 count as Thornton steps off. And he'll call time and now wants to talk over the signs with Ekebraden with a runner at second.
You can go ahead and throw away the scouting report that I had coming into today with Eric Arriola. We talked about his wheels on a extra base hit down the line. You think that's all it's going to be? No, he shows off that he hit a triple down the left field line, and he has a stolen base. So I think the end of my scouting days are upon us, Griffin.
He's been getting in those sprints that I was talking about in Game 1, EJ. Those are helpful. Got to get the cardio in. You can't just go to the weight room. Cardio is key, too. 1-1 is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thornton a strike away from 4 shutout innings. Looks back at second. At the belt. Fires home. It's low. Arriola takes off to third. Ball rolls under the glove of Ekebraden back to the backstop, who has to sprint back as Thornton covers the plate. Arriola holds at third. He has reached third base for the second time today.
And right after that meeting with the catcher Ekebraden and Thornton, now they have to talk again right after that ball gets away from him. I'm not sure they're 100% on the same page. So with no NCAA rules to say how many times you can go out and how many mound visits you get, you want to make sure that you need to be on the same page with your pitcher, especially when you're in the middle of the order and go-ahead run only 90 feet away.
2-2 count. Sidestep and a throw. Swing and a miss. Falling out of the zone. Strikes out Anthony Thomas. Joe Thornton, 4 shutout on 6 strikeouts. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 4th between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the fourth between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. A barn burner between Joe Thornton, the lefty out of Washington for the Bombers, and Binion Gemhardt, the righty from Southern California for the Lumberjacks. Just 5 combined hits, no runs. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, it's Charlie Wooten, the lefty batting first baseman, who leads off. First pitch to Wooten, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball tailing out of the zone, 0-1. That's the 45th pitch of the outing for Gebhardt as he starts the fourth. Sidesteps and fires. Fastball sails high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gebhardt, who can play both ways, had a nice past season at Ohlone up in the Bay Area. 1-1 is grounded softly third base side. Areola, third baseman, collects. Long throw across the diamond in time. 1 away.
On the surface, it might seem like an easy play, but this has a lot of English on it down the third base line. Eric does exactly what he needs to. He understands with Wooten running, he has a little bit extra time, and he took the extra time to set his feet and still make a good throw across. And it was a nice stretch on the back end by Foucault.
Brings up Caden Egebrand, the catcher, struck out swinging back in the first. 1 out, bases empty, bottom 4. We're scoreless. First pitch, Holmes bounces in the dirt, 1-0. Gebhardt, 12 appearances and 2 starts with Ohlone this past season, 2.84 ERA, and had 2 wins. The 1-1 sails high, 2 balls and 1 strike. For the Renegades of Ohlone, not as exciting as the Sasquatch, but also a good mascot.
Suppose it'll do.
The problem is the Sasquatch are known to be in eastern Washington. They don't frequent the Bay Area as much. The 1-1 is a strike at the knees, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So not only geography you're very well versed in, but Sasquatch living spaces apparently. So that's why they pay you the big bucks, Griffin.
You got to know where the Sasquatch are at all times. Egebrand calls time behind the plate. He's beyond 1-2 with 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the fourth. No score, no Sasquatch to be found here in the desert. Gebhardt kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. That is the second strike. It's 2-2.
So if no Sasquatch in the desert, I'm assuming Rocky the Ram does not qualify as a Sasquatch species.
2-2. It misses low. Gebhardt thought it was strike 3. He was ready to work on his strikeout strut. Instead heads back to the mound for a full count. Oh, Rocky is a ram, not Sasquatch, but he does have quite a free spirit, I'd say. Here comes the payoff. It's outside for ball 4. That is just the second walk of the day on either side, both by Gebhardt. And Egebrand aboard at first with 1 out. Oh, hold on. Yes. I'm seeing 8. I'm seeing 9. It is now 9. Joe Barrows, the left fielder. He comes up. So Egebrand at first, 1 out. Scoreless in the bottom of the fourth, and here comes the Bombers manager Jonathan Grisham to get a pinch runner. Appears looking into the dugout. He's sending Egebrand back, and we'll see who heads over to first. Someone's getting ready. Taking a minute, getting on the helmet. Here comes the pinch runner. It's Michael Carlin, second baseman and a College of the Desert local kid, running down to first base.
I like this move from Grisham with the PSCO rules, and you're allowed to keep your pitchers and catchers in if they reach base as would-be base runners. You are allowed a courtesy runner. You don't have to remove them from the game. So at this point, you might as well just keep a better runner in there. Egebrand is a catcher. I'm not assuming that he's faster than Carlin in this situation. So if it's there, you might as well use it, especially with a run that's this important in the bottom of the fourth.
Gebhardt takes the time to tie his shoe. He's ready again, working out of the stretch, peeks over his shoulder, and readies to face Joe Barros, the left fielder. First pitch home is fouled straight back. Look out, heading towards us and just over our heads. Barros grounded out back in the first inning in his first at-bat facing Gebhardt. This is a big one for the Bombers. Coming off a day off, they're rested, 0-4 on the season, looking for their first win of the year. The 0-1. Flared left side and through, base hits. Past Eli into left. Not hit hard, but hit to the right spot. And the Bombers have 2 aboard with 1 out.
I'm really liking the approach that I'm seeing from Joe Barros. If you notice, Griffin, the 3 hits that have been collected by the Bombers, they've all come within the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. And Barros, he never got trigger happy. He was just wanting to get off his A swing early and often as much as he could, and he was able to, like you said, put it in the right spot.
Good pickoff throw back to first, and Barros is out. Gebhardt's had a lot of pickoff throws. That was his best. He throws out Barros, and that's a huge second out. That's a massive play in this ballgame.
Everything becomes magnified when you're in a pitcher's duel, and base running has to come into play. And it's a timing pick again where Fuco has to be on the same page, well executed by Gebhardt.
So Carlin at second as the first pitch home to Joe Licari misses low for a ball, 1-0. 2 outs, Carlin at second. Scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. Gebhardt fires home. Chopped left side. It will stay fair. Glove by Arriola, the third baseman. Throw across the diamond in time for the out. Gebhardt strands a base runner in scoring position again. He's worked 4 scoreless. We are scoreless after 4 on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Scoreless after 4 innings between the Bombers and the Lumberjacks. A riveting pitcher's duel. The finale of a doubleheader here on the stadium in the PSCL. Griffin, Epstein, EJ Sanchez. Thanks for joining us on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Thornton's first pitch of the top of the 5th inning is inside for a ball to the catcher, Ben Wade. 4th shutout for Joe Thornton. The lefty from Washington has allowed no runs on 3 hits and has 6 strikeouts to no walks. The 1-0 sails outside, 2 balls and no strikes to the catcher, Wade.
What I'm noticing a little bit about the way this Bombers team is approaching today, this game means a little bit of something. Not a lot of people expecting them to be in this game. They've made it this far.
2-0 home. Is flared off the end of the bat. Back is the second baseman. Kolek looking up. It falls in front of him for a base hit. Bloop for Wade. Kolek racing back, reached out the glove, couldn't get there, and Jenkins was late coming in and right. A bloop base hit for Ben Wade for the first time today. The Lumberjacks have their leadoff runner aboard. It brings up Jake Swant, the designated hitter, who struck out swinging back in the second. Lefty batter for the lefty Thornton to face. Size and throws. It's another flare shot off the end of the bat. Glove by the shortstop. Vassar throws to second for the force out. And there's one away. That was a tough play for Vassar. It was hit off the end of the bat. Little floater over the second base bag. Shortstop Vassar did a nice job getting over and then flipping to the second baseman Kolick, who was able to cover for the force out. So Swant and Wade will switch spots at first. And it brings up Nick Eli with one away. First pitch to Eli sails high for a ball. One out, top of the fifth, and scoreless. Steps off, does Thornton, and tosses back to first. Thornton at the belt and home. It misses low. Peeks down at his feet. Licks his lips and points to his chest and says, "My bad" to Egebrand. Not been a lot of saying that today. He's been brilliant on the mound. One out, runner at first. Kicks and fires. It's flied into center. Racing over to his right is Lucario. Fall in front of him. He stumbles. Now picks it up, fires to second. Racing around is Swant to third. Base hit for Nick Eli. There's runners on the corners with one out. And it brings up Dryden Fuco, and the best opportunity of the day here for the Lumberjacks to score on the top of the fifth.
Eli finds a good way to get his hands extended on a pitch out over the plate. We haven't seen too many of those from Joe Thornton, but there's a reason why Nick Eli has done double duty, both playing in the PSEL and for the Palm Springs Power.
Fuco grounded out in his first time to the plate. First pitch hits the lefty. Off the shoulder, and the bases are loaded. First free pass by Thornton today, and it will send the Bombers to get some work started in the bullpen. And it also sends Jonathan Grisham out to have a word with Thornton and the rest of the infield. Swant at third, Eli to second, and now Fuco at first with Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman, coming to the plate. It's been going so well for Thornton. 4 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts. He hadn't had an inning where he'd allow more than one batter to reach, but the setting started with a bloop single for Ben Wade. Jake Swant grounded into a fielder's choice and replaced Wade at first. Nick Eli with a base hit into right center, and now hitting Fuco. And Thornton's got a lot of work to do to try to get out of the fifth and keep this game scoreless.
This is a good timeout here by Jonathan Grisham. He wants to be able to convey to his team where he wants them to be set up. I'd assume that the corners would play even with the bag, double play depth up the middle, because as disadvantageous as this is for Joe Thornton, you truly are just a pitch away, and you're at the bottom of the lineup.
Gutierrez singled in his only at bat as well, back in the third. Thornton sidesteps and fires. A breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. The Lumberjacks trying to remain undefeated on the season going into their scheduled day off tomorrow. 5-0 entering today. The Bombers, the inverse, looking for their first win. They're 0-4. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Big hack on a fastball in on the hands. 0-2.
So now that he's shown the ability to go to that side at 83, Griffin, I wouldn't be surprised if he trusted enough to go to a breaking pitch on the outside half after he's been able to demonstrate going hard in, soft away. That's usually a pretty typical sequence you would see in this situation.
Thornton out of the stretch, peering in for the sign from Megan Braden. A long look here. Has the sign at the belt, looks back at second. Sidesteps and fires. Lobbed off the end of the bat, racing in. Barnes, it falls in front of him. 1 run will score. The stop sign at third by Sam DiMatteo will keep the bases loaded, but the first run of the game is across. Another blue pit, this time off the bat of Gutierrez, drives in a run.
It doesn't have to be perfect. All you have to do is make sure that you have an even plane with 2 strikes. You give yourself a chance to make something happen, and you do there. You don't exactly have to absolutely barrel a ball, but you have to make sure you get it in play to give yourself a chance. It works out there. It's got to feel good for Gutierrez.
So Eli to third, Fuco at second, and Gutierrez at first. Back to the top of the lineup, and Owen Fuco, who takes the first pitch strike. Owen and Dryden are brothers playing here on the Lumberjacks. The first run of the game across to the Jacks. Thornton trying to get out of the inning without any more bleeding. 0-1. Chopped off the end of the bat, softly down the third base line, charging in. Third baseman Wilson will throw to first. The ball is dropped by the first baseman Wooten. Everyone is safe. It's 2-0. Eli scores from third. The ball was very softly hit. Wilson thought about going home but didn't have time, and the throw to first was unable to be held on by the first baseman Wooten.
It was a low throw, and maybe the biggest mistake. That's a tough play in general, Griffin. That's obviously the one you practice down the line, but it's the thought process of even picking it up. You understand that in either situation, whether you go to first or whether you go home, you're probably not going to have a play, so you probably are better off letting that go and taking your chances of it rolling foul.
So it brings up Johnny Alley, the lefty center fielder. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch misses low. 1-0. Calling that an infield base hit, EJ?
I think you have to at that point, though. At the end of the game, Wilson will probably go back and tell you that that ball did not have to be picked up. Instincts take over.
1-0 home. Chopped right side, diving second baseman Kolick under his glove into right. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. The throw is wide of home, and the Lumberjacks take a 4-0 lead on a 2 RBI single from Johnny Alley.
Alley's just been the guy over the last 2 games. He has 5 hits over that span. He adds another and just sends it off his bat at 94 in a really nice swing. And really, you're just waiting for the dam to break when it comes to releasing this Lumberjack offense. All it took was a blue pit for them to get into their rhythm. And Joe Thornton, this box score is probably not going to indicate how good of a game he's pitched, but this is a tough lineup, and the Lumberjacks doing what the Lumberjacks have done all season long.
He was dominant through the first 4 innings, but the Lumberjacks wake up in the 5th with 5 singles added to a hit by pitch and 4 runs across. The Bombers make a call to the bullpen. We'll tell you all about the new reliever when we come back. It's 4-0 Jacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey Power Baseball fans, looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Reese Vassar, the righty, takes the hill for the Bombers to try to get out of the fifth without any more damage. 4 runs have come across for the Lumberjacks, chasing the starter, Joe Thornton. The Lumberjacks trying to stay undefeated. Their offense finally waking up in the 5th inning. Reese Vassar, the righty, delivers home a first pitch sailing high to Drew Perry. Vassar is a teammate of the starter, Joe Thornton, at Spokane Falls Community College in Eastern Washington. Stands 5'8", 170 on the mound. Coming in from shortstop, moving from shortstop to the hill. The 1-0 misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. So some shifting on the infield for the Bombers. Michael Carlin is in for Harry Kolick at second, and Asher Friedman enters at short with Vassar moving to the mound. Perry is 0 for 2 today, looking to extend the lead for the Jacks. Vassar kicks and fires. Fastball's high again, 3-0. No action in the Jacks pen. Binion Gemhart working on a 4-inning shutout so far. 3-0 pitch right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike.
If you see Perry swing in this situation, Griffin, he's not going to get cheated. He has it in one spot.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball in. The count is full to the big slugger, Drew Perry. Full count to Perry with 2 on and 1 out. Vassar home. Fouled straight back. Jacks shut out through the first 4 innings, but they've used 5 singles and a hit by pitch to score 4 here in the 5th. A relentless offense put together by Sam DiMatteo this year with the Jacks trying to win their 3rd consecutive PSCL championship. The second payoff, here it is, low and outside. That's ball 4. It loads the bases, and Eric Arreola, who's already 2 for 2 today, can put the exclamation point on this ball game for the Jacks. Arreola tripled down the left field line in the 2nd and singled back in the 4th. Halfway to the cycle. Righty batter facing righty pitcher with the bases juiced. Pitch home is a fastball up, 1-0.
Eric, after swinging a couple of times early in counts, finally has an opportunity to do it with runners on. He hasn't had the chance to drive anybody in. He's been the one setting the table. Big opportunity from the COD kid.
Turn and a throw. Fastball down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Frustrating for the Bombers, who saw such a good starting pitching performance by Thornton, but it's all melting away as they're trying to get their first win after a day off, starting the season 0-4. 1-1. Lined into center, down base hit. Fuco will walk home. Alley is held at third as the ball's quickly thrown in. It's 5-0 Jacks. Arreola's 3rd hit of the day. What a day for the 3rd baseman, and now his first RBI.
Not only is it his 3rd hit, it's his 3rd hit in 3 different spots. He's pulled a ball hard down the line. He's floated one out to right, and now he hits a ball hard up the middle. So putting to rest anything anybody might say about Arreola, he's using the entire field, and he's hit multiple different pitches. So refining his approach here in the 2nd week of the season. You got to love to see it if you're Eric.
A complete effort today by Arreola. Got to start early at Palm Springs Stadium playing with the power, and he's starred since he has joined the Jacks in the PSCL. They are going to roll over the inning with 5 across, and we will move to the bottom of the 5th. 8 batters come to the plate, 6 singles, 5 runs, and the Jacks plate 5 in the top of the 5th for a 5-0 lead on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Benyon Gebhardt's first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning sails low to Dame Sparks, the ready extra hitter for the Bombers, who need to rally a 5 spot in the top of the 5th inning for the Jacks, leading to a 5-0 lead over the Bombers. Gebhardt working on a shutout, sets the belt and fires home. It's grounded right back to Gebhardt, snares it with the glove, and tosses the first one away. What a play by the pitcher.
I mean, when you're going good, and things like that start to happen to you. And you just see the demeanor right now of Gebhardt. He's in a rush, and even after he fielded that, conventional baseball tells you to run that over, but he's as confident as anybody on the field right now. He just slings it over almost sidearm like an infielder, which he does play very well, as he did yesterday.
Had a long time on the bench, but he has a lot of run support now. Left in a 0-0 ball game, gets back on the hill with a 5-run lead. First pitch home to Daniel Jenkins, the right fielder, is a strike. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 to Jenkins. Pitch home is outside, 1-2. Gebhardt thought it was strike 3 and puts up his arms in disappointment, but it was the right call by Ben Sontag behind the plate, according to our TrackMan Strike Zone. Excellent technology we have here at Palm Springs Stadium. Gebhardt peeks back at seconds. And time is called, a long wait in, and Jenkins wanted a break. Scoreless for the Bombers. 3 hits against Gebhardt. They've had their chances. Had 2 on with nobody out in the first. Had 2 on in the 4th with 1 out. The 1-2 misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had a runner in scoring position in 3 of their 4 innings at the plate, but have not been able to get that key hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jenkins. Just past 1 o'clock here on the West Coast in beautiful Palm Springs. 2-2 is low, and Jenkins has worked it full. Take a look at the PSCL standings. In the Northern Division, the Bootleggers remain undefeated, 4-0 on the season. Them and the Lumberjacks, the only 2 undefeated teams entering today. The Blue Sox a game back at 3-1. The Colonials won today to go to 3-2, and the Coyotes enter today 2-2. Payoff home misses low, ball 4, and Jenkins works the walk. 1 on with 1 out, and it brings up Nathan Wilson, the third baseman. We'll get a pinch hitter for Wilson. It's going to be Asher Friedman who will pinch it. Pickoff throw back to first. Jenkins back in safely. It'll be Friedman's first at bat of the day. He entered it short for Reese Vassar defensively last inning. Another pickoff throw. Jenkins beats the tag again. it's fouled straight back. The first pitch, 0-1. So the Bombers trying to be the last team in the North to get a win, but they trail here in the bottom of the 5th. In the South, it's the all Lumberjacks leading the division 5-0, trying to go to 6-0 before their off day. The 0-1 home. Fastball low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Rush entered today 3-1. Did they win their game this morning? They were playing on the backfield. Their only loss is to the Lumberjacks. That was a great game last Friday here on the stadium. 1-1 on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Haymakers are 1-4. A's entered today 1-3, and MLB China 0-5. Gephardt peeks over at second at Jenkins at the belt. And the 1-2. Time is called. My goodness, Gephardt has been taking his time a lot more in this 5th inning. Some looks in that would certainly be pitch clock violations if there was a pitch clock. But no one's rushing him here today. 1-2. Chopped off the end of the bat. Could be 2. Glove by Eli. Underhand toss to second for 1. Gutierrez to first. Double play. 6-4-3. Inning-ending double play. Bimyan Gephardt has worked 5 shutout innings, and it's 5-0 Lumberjacks after 5 on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Head to the top of the 6th. The final game on the stadium today. A beautiful Monday afternoon between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers. Got some clarification on the rules in the top of the 5th. The Lumberjacks chased the starter, Joe Thornton, out of the ball game. Eric Arriola entered to face Reese Vassar after a walk to Drew Perry. He had an RBI base hit with the bases loaded. It was going to bring up Anthony Thomas, but 1 out. The managers decided to roll over the inning. The PSCL rule with when the inning is rolled over, all runners that were on base are counted as runs scored. That means that 3 more came across. Alley, Perry, and Arriola coming across as runs. They're not credited to the pitcher, but they are credited as runs, and therefore it's considered an 8 spot in the top of the 5th for the Lumberjacks, and it is 8-0, not 5-0, as we start the top of the 6th. Anthony Thomas was the due-up batter before the rollover. Lefty extra hitter digs in and takes a first pitch ball from Reese Vassar. The righty fires home. It's skied high in the air down the right field line. Wooden giving chase. Jenkins, the right fielder, over, and it bounces out of play all along the concourse, 1-1. So 1 huge inning, 8 runs by the Lumberjacks to blow a pitcher's duel open. Another big swing by Thomas. He pops it up high into the blue sky. 3 yellow jerseys are over, and the second baseman, Carlin, makes a nice catch right along the line. That's a tough play out in right field along the line by the second baseman.
one of the proverbial Bermuda triangles that you see on a baseball field when you have three guys converging, and really it's nobody's baseball. Typically it is the second baseman because of the angle he gets to take towards that ball. It's usually a long run for the outfielder and a run straight back for the first baseman. So taking charge and knowing that it's his ball was Carlin. It's a very nice play.
1 out, bases empty for Ben Wade, the catcher, who had a single to start the big fifth inning that chased the starter Thornton out of the game and part of the 8-run inning for the Lumberjacks. 1 out, nobody on. Vassar fires home. Pitches sails low, 1-0. Top 6, 8-0 Jacks, who are 6 outs away, I should say, from moving to 6-0 on the season, keeping the Bombers winless. 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Wade. The Blue Sox and the A's are playing on the backfield. The final game back there. We'll try to get you a score update. Here's the 1-1. Inside, and it hit Wade. Tried to turn away, and it hit him on the back. He's aboard for the second time today on a hit-by pitch. We'll bring up Jake Swant with 1 on and 1 out.
Being on base 2 times is a spot where Wade probably wanted to be at the beginning of the day, as they're going to get a pinch runner in for him now. Starting to get a couple of guys different in the lineup, the deficit being what it is.
Lefty Swant, designated hitters 0 for 2 today, digs in. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. 10-3 Blue Sox in the top of the 6th. Was our last score check. So all Blue Sox against the A's today on the backfield. Blue Sox trying to move to 4-1 on the season. They're looking awfully sharp to start the year. Pickoff throw back to first, and Wade dives in safely. Kick and a throw. Fastball sails high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Swants. Back-to-back Sasquatch on the bump today for the Bombers. Started with Joe Thornton, who was brilliant until they ran into trouble in the 5th inning. And now his Spokane Falls Community College teammate, Reese Vassar. Ready, fires. It's high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Check swing by Swamp, but he held up. Another American Airlines flight taking off from Palm Springs Stadium. The pitch home catches the outside corner for a strike. That's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Swant.
Vassar just hasn't had the fastball command that you would be looking for out of the bullpen right now. It's a tough team to do it with because you cannot just pipe things down the middle of the plate with the way they swing the bat.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a pitch at the knees. And there's 2 away. That's the first strikeout for Vassar. Brings up the shortstop, Nick Eli, 1 for 2 today. Waited first. 8-0 lead for the Jacks over the Bombers, courtesy of an 8-run 5th inning. 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Lumberjacks. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Bombers. Vassar twirls home. Fastball high, 1-0.
It was Nick's single up the middle that really opened things up for the Jacks. And what I mean by that, Griffin, is you had the bloop single, you had somebody reach, but it was the first swing where it looked comfortable and finally started to get a beat on Thornton.
1-0 misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
And when you see that as an offense, just for the other 8 or 9 guys in this case in the lineup, you start to see that adjustments can be made, and it's usually all it takes. Hitting is contagious, and Nick really got things going with that base hit to right center.
2-0. Grounded left side through the 6-5 hole into left field, base hits. Eli keeps the inning going with his second hit of the day. Wade to second, Eli at first, so we'll bring up Dryden Fuco. 8-0, and the Jacks looking for a few more runs. The Bombers will get another arm loose in the pen, trying to finish out this 6th inning. It is Harris Robinson, a righty from Kansas, getting loose. As Fuco swings and misses at the first pitch, he sees 0-1.
think if you're Jonathan Grisham in this situation, you're looking for Vassar just to get you out of this inning, give Roberson a chance in the next one, since he did have to play 2 ways today.
1 home on the inside corner for a strike, 0-2. Monday started the first full week of PSCL action. We started last Wednesday. Teams play 6 days in a row, 5 to 6 days in a row before getting a day off. The Lumberjacks are playing their 6th day in a row today before finally a day off tomorrow. It's a true minor league baseball-esque schedule. The 0-2 inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brand lost it for a second, but it's just as his feet, and the runners will stay put.
It's another defensive change as Egebranten's day behind the plate is done, and Bobby Irving is entering behind home plate, and he's been fun to watch behind home plate. In the opening game for the Bombers against the Colonials, get this, Griffin, Irving went 3 for 3 throwing out runners at second base. So he's been fun to watch catching and throwing from behind home plate.
At a Shawnee Community College in Kansas. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dryden Fuco. Out of the stretch is Vassar. Peering in, has the sign, stands up tall, peeks back at second, and throws home. It's high, and a full count.
Now almost a base hit guarantees a run since you're going to get, it's 2-2. So I'll hold that thought.
Vassar fires home. Grounded softly right side in the second baseman Carlin. He gloves, collects, throws to first for the 3rd out of the inning. Scoreless, 6th inning for Carlin. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-0. Jacks over the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Bottom 6 from Palm Springs Stadium, 8-0 lead for the Lumberjacks over the Bombers. Day is done for Binion Gemhart. He's in line for the win. 5 shutout innings in his pitching debut. He can hit as well. He's had a good start hitting to the season. Ilani College pitcher, impressive on the mound. 5 shutout innings, allowed just 3 hits. Worked out of trouble a few times. 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Struck out 3 batters. On the bump to replace him, Michael Bonifant, righty from Hawaii Hilo, to likely try to get the last 6 outs for the Lumberjacks to end their day. 6'7", 188, one of the taller pitchers in the league, Bonifant. What I hear, fastball, changeup, forkball?
I'm excited to see it with the typical movement of a forkball. It's especially coming from that frame. It's going to be that much harder, especially if you're a right-hander. If he can command a forkball, like I honestly have seen very little people do, it's going to be a fun guy to watch throughout the summer.
Wonder if there's a spoon and knife ball as well that can be invented.
Nice. You have to respect that.
Harry Kulik, second baseman, is due up for the Bombers, but it will be a pinch hitter instead. Michael Carlin is coming to the plate, as Carlin did replace him defensively 2 innings back. Bombers hitless today, and coming off their day off yesterday, 0-4 under first-year head coach Jonathan Grisham here in the PSCL. Sunny skies on this Monday afternoon. Bombers had the day off yesterday, which means they're starting a stretch of 5 straight days of playing. They won't have a day off until next Saturday. Everyday baseball, it's the magic of the PSCL. No travel. You're here every day, and you're just playing ball. First pitch home from the Big Reddy. Bonifant is inside, and Carlin ducks out of the way. Righty peering in for the side, has a white and black glove, sets high, big kick and a throw, and it's swung on and missed. A golf-like swing on a pitch at the feet of Carlin. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hawaii Hilo in the Pacific West Conference, finishing off a couple of
1-1 misses, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Solid seasons that they've had, and advancing in their tournament last year, and this year going through a transitional stage. Has to be he is living the life, going from Hawaii to Palm Springs.
2 vacation hotspots. 2-1 on the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's on the Big Island, Hilo. So lots to explore. Some of the great volcanoes of the world there. Here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Look out, Ethan. It's just to the right of the broadcast booth. Just missed us. DJ Ethan to our right was nearly in harm's way. He's a tennis player, though. He's used to balls flying at him, so he would have been all right.
Not the greatest first step that I've seen from Ethan.
No, a little hesitation there. Another 2-2. It's high and a full count to Carlin. That has to be tough. I think all sports teams on Hawaii, you have to do so much traveling. Every road trip is a 5-hour flight back to the mainland.
Exactly, and there's more to say on this as we'll await the 3-2, but it's definitely an interesting travel situation.
Here comes the payoff. It's popped up off the end of the bat behind home plate. Back is the catcher, Wade, to make the catch. He's got the gator on. Barely see over the black gator that's covering his nose and mouth. He makes a nice catch beyond the plate, 1 away.
What happens in teams that are located in Hawaii, they're essentially road trips. You see the conventional NCAA schedule where you might have 2 straight weeks at home, a week on the road, and so what have you. You can't take 5-hour flights every single week. So what they do is they plan it out 2 or 3 weeks of playing nothing but road games, and then you get the same thing.
First pitch to Reese Vassar is popped up into shallow right. Coming in Fuco, he makes the catch. And there's quickly 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-0 Lumberjacks.
Yeah, Bonifant working quickly, but just to finish up that point, you play out half or a third of your road games in one big trip. And then for everyone else, it's their big trip to be able to go to Hawaii and play at a home field. So it's not the conventional every other week or 2 at a time. It's you knock out a good portion of it on pretty much 2 big flights throughout the season.
Very interesting, unique setup to playing in Hawaii, as much as you're getting to live in paradise. As the first pitch to Bobby Irvin misses outside 1-0. Certainly leads to its challenges for all the sports teams that are in Hawaii, whether that's University of Hawaii in Honolulu, Hawaii Pacific, also in Honolulu, or Hawaii Hilo. Had some great football products. The high school level come out of Hawaii, and the Rainbow Warriors have had some good years in the past as Irving swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
We're not strangers to seeing anybody from Hawaii, as Noah Blythe from the Palm Springs Power headed back there, and Cody Kashimoto, a native of Kaneohe, Hawaii.
0-2. Misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Do we know what island that's on?
Mr. Geography, enlighten me.
I don't.
Oh.
I'd have to. I was wondering if you knew. I've talked to Cody a little bit, but didn't ask which island the name of the city is on. But you clearly know the pronunciation. 1-2, breaking ball outside corner. That's a strike, and that's strike number 2. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I did practice in the mirror extensively before saying it to Cody. I clarified with him. He says I have it right, so I'm going to roll with it and show it off as much as I can.
2-2. Check swing, ball inside, appeal down to first. Asleep is Ryan Carroll, who says he went around for strike number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Michael Bonifant. We've played 6. It's 8-0. Jacks over the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Final inning of baseball on this beautiful Monday afternoon from Palm Springs Stadium. Top of the 7th. It's 8-0. Lumberjacks over the Bombers. It all happened in 1 inning. Top of the 5th. 8 runs coming across for the Lumberjacks. They chased the starter, Joe Thornton, who'd been brilliant on a barrage of singles. They used 5-6 singles along with a hit by pitch and a walk in the inning to plate 8 runs on 9 total hits. The Bombers, no runs on 3 hits, no errors. New pitcher in to pitch the 7th for the Bombers. It's the big righty Harris Robinson from Garden City Community College in the nation's heartland in Kansas. Robinson will face 3, 4, and 9, 1, and 2 in the Lumberjacks lineup. Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman, leads off. Yuko and Ali are on deck. The Jacks 3 outs away from going to 6-0 before their day off. First pitch from the side armor sails high for a ball to Gutierrez. He's had a nice day. He's 2 for 2 today. 2 singles in a row. Twirling the ball behind the back is Robinson. Peering in for the side. Glove on his hip. Now comes sets below the belt and comes around with the half-arm slot and misses low. 2-0.
Gutierrez didn't get off to the start that he wanted offensively for this season for the Jacks, but a 2 for 2 day with an RBI certainly can get him going in the right direction as he fouls this one away.
2-0 home is fouled straight back, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Question for you, EJ. Was watching the College World Series yesterday, a little bit on my day off. Tell how varied my life is watching baseball on my day off from baseball. But was an interesting conversation on the air about one of University of Virginia was playing. One of their top players had, here comes the 2-1. It's poked foul right side. He'd wanted to bulk up in the offseason last summer, and they listed his diet. For lunch, he had Chipotle or Chick-fil-A, and for dinner, he either always had chicken tenders or mac and cheese. And that worked, apparently. 2-2 inside. Oh, no, it hits Gutierrez right on the back. And he's aboard, 1 on with nobody out in the 7th.
Well, the Chipotle is a staple, okay, especially when you're talking about the schedules of a college athlete. You might have, if you have workouts, what have you in the morning, you have classes in between, you might have a 30, 45-minute window. So there's no time to be making home-cooked meals back in the dorm, apartment, or what have you. So Chipotle always is very typical. I believe that 100%. The chicken tenders and the mac and cheese, though a staple in my college dorm, for sure. If you have enough of them, if you have enough of the calories, I have no doubt. Just have to make sure that you're getting, the right amount of protein in that Chipotle bowl or burrito, depending.
Oh, and Fuco fouls the first pitch back he sees. Check that. We've got a pinch hitter. It's Cameron Tarling at the plate out of San Diego City Community College. It will take Fuco's spot, his first at bat today. 1 on, nobody out. Top 7, 8-0. The lead for the Lumberjacks. Here's the 0-1. It's lined high into the sky into right, but right at Danielle Jenkins, who makes the catch. 1 out. It was just interesting to me, to EJ, because I heard that, and I said, well, my diet last summer was mostly chicken tenders, and I did gain weight, but in the wrong spots. But here's a baseball player, and he was able to eat seemingly a very unhealthy diet, and it worked. He bulked up, and he hit 25 home runs this past season to lead his team to the College World Series. First pitch to Johnny Alley, misses inside, 1-0.
That didn't happen to me when I did that. Maybe it's because I added some Totino's pizza rolls, also added into the diet. So maybe I need to just call up the head strength coach and the nutritionist at Virginia. I might have done it wrong.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. I guess the idea is, and I have heard this from people in terms of strength and conditioning and building weight, as long as you're working out a lot, you're burning calories, as long as you're consuming calories then, and you're in the gym, then you're going to bulk up in the right ways.
Almost
1-1's fouled off, 1-2.
The thought almost in that sense is you need to eat enough to the point where the calories kind of line up or even go over to the point where you can strain yourself. If you're hitting 25 home runs, you're hitting a lot of leg workouts. That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you're starting to burn a lot of calories, and you can't do that to that point.
1-2, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Got Alley tied up inside. And there's 2 away, 2 outs. Gutierrez at first. Robinson trying to work a clean top of the 7th. He will face a pinch hitter here in the 3 spot for the Lumberjacks, and Caden Stillwell. Ready on ready matchup. Robinson winds home. A slider misses outside. Back to the backstop. But Gutierrez will stay put at first, 1-0.
Just to finish that last point, Griffin, essentially what you're doing when you see that diet, and when it's all said and done, you want to make sure you're in the plus column when it comes to more calories eaten than burned. That's how you start to gain that weight. And if you're lifting enough, then the natural muscle development will go from there.
1-0. Misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. It's interesting how athletes are different from the common population, because the common population would say, well, I want to lose weight. I certainly need to avoid the chicken tenders and mac and cheese. The 2-0 misses outside, 3-0. I certainly have tried to avoid the chicken tenders and mac and cheese in the last year to some success.
And I've seen it. Like, if you're as an athlete, like for me, for example, catching 3 games, you need to have 35.
The 3-0 catches the inside corner, 3-1.
Like 35 to 3,700 calories in order just to stay able to catch. You need not only the energy, but you need just the overall protein to manufacture what you've done.
3-1 on the outside corner for a strike. Stillwell was ready to toss the bat and take his base on balls. Instead, he heads back into the batter's box to await a payoff pitch. Robinson fires home. It's high for ball 4. Stillwell works a walk. 2 aboard with 2 out. And we'll have another pinch hitter as Sam DiMatteo is getting everyone off his bench. It spoils a chance for Eric Ariola to have a 4-hit day. But he'll get everyone an opportunity to hit. It's the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It's Cameron DeJournay, the catcher out of College of the Desert. 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sensing a little bit of the pattern with the roster construction for Coach Sam here.
Likes a lot of players he's familiar with. When I was talking to him before the season, the 1-1 chop left side. It's a fair ball, picked up by the third baseman, Wilson. He throws to first in time for the out. Jacks goes scoreless, but with Sam DiMatteo, all of the returners he has from last year in College of the Desert, they are 3 outs away from a perfect 6-0 start to the season. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 8-0 Lumberjacks over the Bombers on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Sal Vergozo on the bump to try to close out the ball game for the Lumberjacks. They lead the Bombers 8-0. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning from Palm Springs Stadium, 3 outs away from a 6-0 start to the season for the Jacks. The Bombers are in danger of remaining winless and falling to 0-5. First pitch home from the ready. Vergozo misses outside to Anthony Thomas, the extra hitter. Check that. We have a pinch hitter, another one, coming in for the Bombers. Here comes the 1-0 from Vergozo. It's outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. It's Charlie Wooten off the bench. No, it's I'm just reading my scorecard wrong.
Happens to the best.
Charlie Wooten started. He takes though 3-0. Wooten is 0 for 2 today. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Bombers. Vergozo working on the right side of the rubber, glove up near his face. Now drops down to the belt, kicks and delivers outside for pitch walk to Wooten. Well, coming up tomorrow, we have another great day of PSCL baseball right here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. The A's and the Colonials will open action at 9 o'clock, and then it's the Coyotes and MLBDC China playing at 11:30. Both here on the stadium on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Ready batter, Michael Carlin digs in and takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner. Carlin was a pinch runner in the 4th and now gets his first at bat. Vergozo out of the stretch, peeks over at first at Wooten, fires home. It's fouled away right side. 0-2, myself and Cole Paviglio will be on the call tomorrow morning. Let's open up the first full week of PSCL baseball action. We'll have PSCL baseball every day until July 3rd, or until July 4th, really. The 0-2 home. Swing and a miss. One away. Vergozo uses the fastball for the strikeout. Wooten at first with 1 out. It brings up Joe Barros, the left fielder, who's 1 for 2 today.
That aforementioned July 4th game where we said we may not, or we will have PSCL baseball, the PSCL All-Stars.
Yes.
It's a
back pick to first from the catcher, Wade. And Wooden's back and safely under the tag.
Probably the most looked forward to event, at least for myself, not only from a just stadium standpoint, but the matchup too. We've seen a lot of good talent around the PSCL that can absolutely make it a really nice ball game with the Power, who have gotten off to a tremendous start as well. But I'm sure it's going to be fun for everybody over those next couple of days.
Absolutely. The 1-0 home is flared off the end of the bat and foul 1-1. Yeah, a lot of talent. Last year it was a super competitive game. The Power ended up walking off the PSCL in the 9th inning in front of a crowd of over 3,000 at the ballpark on July 4th. You just can't beat July 4th baseball too, HA. It's just the best. 1-1. Inside, did it hit Carlin? It did. Just nipped him on the back and goes back to the backstop. And there's now 2 aboard for the Bombers, who are trying to avoid being shut out, trailing 8-0 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Barros almost looked glad that he was, because he turned his back in, was almost awaiting the pitch, and then once he did feel it, he shot up with excitement. He threw his bat to the right, and, getting on base 2 out of the 3 times today, it's not something that every single Bomber can say, so Barros is trying to polish off a solid day at the dish.
Brings up Joe Licari, center fielder, 0 for 2 today. Righty batter, 2 on and 1 out. Fergoso puts back at second, fires home. It's fouled straight back by Licari. July 4th will be the PSCL All-Star, selected by the coaches to take on the Power. 6 o'clock here at Palm Springs Stadium. Anywhere from 2,000 up to 5,000 expected here at this stadium, the biggest crowd of the season. 0-1. Fouled off the end of the bat and off the side of the foot of Licari, who walks gimpily away to reset himself. 0-2.
Has it been decided who gets that broadcast?
On July 4th? It's a good question. It's a very good question. I actually think we might be having that discussion later today. 0-2. Grounded left side. Could be 2. Arriola picks it up, throws to second for 1, to first. Double play. The Lumberjacks complete the perfect first week of the season. 6-0 heading into their day off. They score 8 runs in the 5th inning and shut out the Bombers for an 8-0 victory.
You can't say enough about what the Lumberjacks really have done in this first week. It was a competitive game, like we talked about multiple times on the air today, Griffin, but when you hit that 5th inning, it's one little blue base hit, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back for the Bombers, who were competitive, and early on in this game, you thought, wow, this could be a different sort of ball game. When you're talking about, the perceived front runners and, a team that hasn't gotten off to the start that they would have wanted to. But you have to give all the credit in the world to the coaching staff and to these players. They have put the PSCL on notice.
They are the de facto Yankees of the PSCL. 3-time champions. They've played in the championship game 4 of 5 years, and they're trying to win their 3rd straight championship this season. 1 week in, so far, so good. And the pitching staff, back-to-back games, they haven't allowed a run. They've outscored their opponents 25-0 over the last 2 games. It was all about 1 inning. The top of the 5th inning, they scored 8 runs and chased what had been a very nice start by Joe Thornton, who will end up getting the loss. He did strike out 6 batters, had 4 shutout, but it was then a barrage of singles. A total of 6 singles in the inning, a walk and a hit by pitch that scored 8 in the top of the 5th, the only half inning with runs scored between the Jacks and the Bombers. Binya Gemhart gets the win. He was excellent. 5 shutout innings, allowed just 3 hits. Gets his first win of the season, and Thornton suffers the loss. Final thoughts, EJ, on today, a beautiful Monday at the ballpark.
I think you just said it. It was just the start of the week that you can come to expect, not only from us, but from the players here in the PSCL. You wake up bright and early to get ready to play, 5-6 days in a row, broadcast for us, 5-6 days in a row. And it was just really fun seeing the talent and the different playing styles that we've seen from guys that play right here 15 minutes away and guys that have flown and driven all across the states. And it's going to be fun to watch throughout the rest of the season. I know I'm looking forward to it, as I know you are as well.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun next few weeks. Continues today as the Lumberjacks take down the Bombers. Final total, 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Jacks, no runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Bombers. We're back tomorrow with the doubleheader starting at 9 o'clock here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. We hope you can join us then. Till now, for our entire PSCL broadcast crew, Ethan Golmakar, Wizard, DJ, Stats, Analyst, my partner EJ Sanchez, I'm Griffin Epstein, saying so long from Palm Springs as the Lumberjacks stay undefeated, take down the Bombers.